Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal. Ruhl. That guy over there, Sam Flannel. We're going back to the roots, everybody. No D-Mac here today. We do have KG. We do have Spencer Racks on Racks, and it is a Friday. Need I say more?
You need not say more. Normally on heavyweights, the past couple Fridays, we've been getting a little drunk. But I can't because I'm going to Ann Arbor to cat sit for my brother while he's in Scotland.
Okay.
So
cat sit. Huh?
Cat sit.
That's a flex.
Yeah, he's got 2 cats, and so
Do they suck?
No, I like cats. I like it. Not as much as dogs, but I like cats.
Smart man.
And his cats are cool. And like open house, he said I could DoorDash whatever I want on his account. And my other brother who lives in Ann Arbor said he's gonna take me out on Saturday. We're gonna get some drinks and some food and stuff on him. So
all right, there it is.
Yeah.
Flannel, what's up with you, man?
Well, speaking of Ann Arbor, things aren't going very well there for their basketball team. It was certainly not a great sports night for me. And at least with the Red Wings, I can commiserate with all of you, but I also have the pain of Michigan basketball as well.
Oh, absolutely. Jump into that WoodwardSports.com chat thread, by the way. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, and then be like DNC ENT. And DNC ENT, I'm with you. We're cutting that off. The whole I can hear it now. It's the Patch's fault.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. We'll get into it though. We are going to talk about the Red Wings game to some degree, and our reaction to it. And it's tough. I know it's tough. But speaking of tough, I'm disappointed in us. Not us here at Woodward. Us in general. Us, the members of the chat. Us as a society. And here's why. I feel like we let an opportunity go yesterday, Flannel. February 29th, leap year. It only comes around once every 4 years. Wait, why isn't it a thing? It only happens every 4 years. Yeah. Look around us. Everything that happens every 4 years, be it World Cup, huge deal, right? The Olympics, a huge deal. Where's the love? Where's the love for Leap Day?
So you're saying it should be like a national holiday where people get off work, people party or whatnot. I mean, I can definitely understand it. It's only once every 4 years?
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years. That's basically, if you're a college student, you get it once. So I don't necessarily hate that sentiment, and it would have been nice to get a little bit more out of yesterday than just have it be a normal day, because that's all it was for me. I mean, I don't know about you
guys. That's all it was
for me,
everywhere.
Just a normal
and look,
day.
to be fair, I didn't come and get aggressive on it yesterday and blow it because I wanted to let it play out. I wanted to give Leap Day a chance to be something, to see what people had in store, and it was nothing. No mention of it, nothing. And look, I think as a society we've proven if you give us a reason to throw down, we're going to throw down, right, yeah. Spenny?
That's true.
Like, Spenny, this should be up your alley.
Yeah.
We should make this into a thing.
I don't know.
You don't have any room in the calendar?
Like it. I don't like it because it's just a day more that I don't get paid.
That's a big fact.
Because of the Leap Day, I got paid a lot. Like, I have to wait another day to get paid because now it's March. And at least Leap Day's lucky it was on a Thursday and not on Friday, because if Leap Day would have been on a Friday and I didn't get my check,
I would have
got real upset. Yeah.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
We missed that by a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it works out fine because first of the month we get
first of the month.
It's first of the month we get our checks today. But man, if we were talking about, especially during this month, because I spent a pretty hefty amount on Valentine's Day, it would have been cutting things a little bit too close.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Kenny. If I had to wait till the 6th or the 7th.
See, here you go, Silky Johnson. Hate. Leap Day, the Leap Day 5K in Flat Rock yesterday. See, that's what I'm talking. The people in Flat Rock are doing it right. It's something. Like, for me, if I were a pro sports team, I would jump on this. And if I were the Red Wings, I would have had my game yesterday on Leap Day, and every Leap Day I'd have a home game, and you could have the puck drop at 2:29.
Some random time. Yeah.
2:29, February 29th.
No, I know what you're saying. I don't necessarily.
And don't tell me that wouldn't be electric if they did that in 4 years and they hyped it up.
It'd be dope.
It would be. 229 is a little bit random, but I get why you're doing it. It's the 229 for February 29th. But I guess shout out Flat Rock. The big question is it a 5K or was it more of a 5K with some drink stops? Do they do those for 5Ks or are those only for shorter races? I'm not sure.
What's that?
I'm not sure.
Like 5Ks where are kind of like drunken 5Ks or whatnot. Are those a thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right, they are a thing.
I would do that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a long way to go.
Yeah, I was about to say that's
3.1
Might
miles.
pace yourself.
Yeah, you better pace yourself. Dante 151. Did Neal and D-Mac pay off their bet with Sam Flannel if Tom Kennedy would get a reception this past season? We need to know.
He refused payment.
Yeah, like he come to find out you're not a coffee guy.
I mean, I just like the satisfaction of knowing that it didn't happen. That's all. I mean, I'm good with it.
That's a Flannel move.
That's very on brand.
I pride myself in being a gracious winner, or at least I try to be. I've had some instances where I've slipped up, but you know what? It's not about the accolades. It's about within thyself.
Good enough. Rack, February 29th is BS. Those of us who are paid salary basically worked a day for free yesterday.
That is also true.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
I can confirm that as well.
Yep.
Steven Syrett, it's just another day in February. I don't know, like the St. Patrick's Day crowd, the Cinco de Mayo crowd, which are one and the same. All I'm doing is I'm being an advocate for the people to say, hey, this is another day that you could shape it any way you want to shape it. You know what I mean when I say that?
To get drunk.
To go get drunk.
So you're basically, if you could brand it as kind of in the same time period, another St. Patrick's Day or another Cinco de Mayo. I mean, if you put it like that, it sounds fun. It sounds like a nice prequel to St. Patrick's Day for sure. A couple weeks after Valentine's Day, a couple weeks before St. Patrick's Day, it kind of fits in nicely. I mean, if you're gonna have a leap day, I don't hate the idea of making it special. I don't hate it.
K.19, it's on a Tuesday next time. Let's break up the week with a big-ass celebration. It's a celebration. Like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Red Wings, listen up. Or the Pistons, whoever. Home game. Opening tip, drop the puck, 2:29.
Hopefully in 4 years the Pistons will be relevant.
There you go.
That'll be a nice game to go to, hopefully.
So, Andrew Schmidt, leap day should be a paid day off with work nationwide. Well, I got to get the Monday after Super Bowl on first.
Yeah.
I have a pecking order of that I want to go to.
Oh yeah, the Monday after the Super Bowl. I don't remember how much sleep I got before that show, but it wasn't much. It was less than 3 hours, and I think that's kind of across a lot of people's sleeping habits because it is hard to go to sleep after that game. Very, very hard.
Rex also says, I need more than, quote, it's an extra day to make me run for no reason.
That's fair.
So there's that out there.
That's also
there's
fair.
that out there, too. There was something else that was brought to my attention by some of my buddies. They actually texted me. You know that I have an affinity for Service Academy football. Mm-hmm. I love Army. Love the Army-Navy game. It's one of my favorite.
You're
the
an
rest
American.
of I love America.
Damn right.
I love my freedom
Damn right.
those that provide it.
The communist Mike Gentry and Lindsey Hunter.
Yep. Sam Flannel doesn't like it either.
Yeah.
I'm not an Army football guy.
Yep. Are you a freedom guy?
I am.
Oh, you are, huh? Oh, that's weird.
I'm also not a fan of like the triple option and no passing attempts in a game, but that's
You
it.
know who else isn't a fan of the triple option? Japan.
Well, that's funny, Sam Flannel, because over a 4-game stretch, Army's quarterback had as many passing touchdowns as J.J. McCarthy did.
That's fine. Look at the yards. Look at the attempts. Look at the completions. I'm just saying.
You know who else isn't a fan of the triple option? Germany.
They have intimate knowledge of the triple option.
Damn right.
No, but with that being said, now look, I'm a huge Army fan, as we all are, but I'll call them out when need be. This seems to be a little concerning to me. The national championships for NCAA rifle, the contenders were announced. Air Force and Navy qualified for the NCAA rifle championships. Army, who was ranked 14th in the nation, did not. Are you a little concerned? The teams that did qualify, Kentucky, you would expect. West Virginia, you would expect. Alaska Fairbanks, you would probably expect. Air Force, Navy. Good to see Nebraska good at something for a change, by the way. TCU and Ole Miss. Are you concerned that Army did not qualify for the NCAA Rifle National Championships?
Well, of course. Because being a service academy, that's probably part of your I mean, I obviously don't have intimate knowledge of it. That's probably part of what you learn in school. So I would say that is a concern, especially given the fact that Navy and Air Force, they did their job, they qualified. But Army, maybe they're slipping. Maybe they're slipping behind. Maybe I should be a little bit worried if things heat up across the.
I'm surprised there's only one Texas school on there.
That's fair.
Well, the West Virginia thing makes sense. As my buddy told me, he said, you don't just. You're not just able to protect all your illegal moonshining land by accident.
That is true.
You get good at it.
West Virginia makes sense for sure.
Kentucky.
Alaska Fairbanks makes sense. Kentucky makes sense. Nebraska, what else are you going to do but shoot corn?
Steven Syrett, Neal is a patriot. No, I like to be, but I will be critical. But I also will say this. Here on Mark M, Kentucky, West Virginia, are they shooting muskets? I don't know. But with all that being said, here's the deal. Here's where I'll apologize, I guess, for Army. All of their good rifle people are, quote, in the pros.
That's true.
That's fair.
Like,
yeah.
Just providing that blanket of freedom that Sam Flannel takes for granted.
Oh, I've taken on the BMG role now, I see. But that's all right. I will stand in and I will take it.
Communist.
All right, so WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Let's go Red Wings Sparty. Army only had to show Japan the double option. The triple option would have ruined their program.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Last night, Red Wings lose. The Red Wings lose to the Islanders. Spencer said this, and it's probably accurate. Spenny, it's time to pack up the car flags, isn't it?
Yep. Car flag season's over.
It's dead.
It's over. Everybody, Red Wings hopes are dead. One loss. Throw it in the drain.
Are we blaming priority waste?
Yeah,
like so many
priority
others?
waste fault. Shouldn't have done it. You're not gonna win a game with the patch on the jerseys. It's over. Ruined everything.
It's just too convenient, though.
It is.
I'm not saying that it's right or rational or anything like that, but for superstitious folk, and I consider myself one of them, and it's not me talking, but there are going to be some people who are going to just not just only blame the patch, but be like, why'd you have to do that? There was a good thing going on, and then you put priority waste on, and you lose.
Yeah.
It's deeper than that, but there's going to be a groundswell of it across the entire city of Detroit.
My question is, what the hell is priority waste? When have we ever seen priority waste in Michigan?
Forget about it.
They're my garbage provider.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Up northern way here.
Oh, I wouldn't know nothing about that.
And they discard of bodies if you need to.
If you hey, the mulch, they do the mulch, all of it, man.
It's a waste management company. Forget about it.
I'm Detroit, so we used to waste management over here. So
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about
Yeah.
priority waste.
Mine was Rizzo for a while, and now it's waste management by my house.
Rizzo is some more gangbangers over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had waste management when we moved there. Then it moved to Rizzo. Now it's Priority Waste.
Yeah.
So they're the official, jersey sponsor of the Detroit Red Wings,
Right.
by the way.
What a great
So
sponsor.
It is. I mean, I guess it is. I don't know. Maybe they should have put Dispo on the jerseys.
Yep. That would work better.
Hey, but you guys can visit Dispo Dispensary today for exclusive new deals and experience a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. Save the date for 420 at Dispo Dispensary. Dispo is putting on epic events at all locations. Stay tuned for more details. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Buying your first Feldman Chevrolet is much more than buying the car that will get you from point A to point B. It's a place for first memories, some big, some small. As she grows, you're not just buying her a Chevy, you're buying into a Feldman family. With more than 700,000 vehicles sold, from generation to generation, Feldman just keeps rolling.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for two things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party. It's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want want to miss with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
Everybody, don't forget you can meet Big D Energy at the Michigan Green Industry Association event with Alta Equipment. Myself, D-Mac, will be out there Tuesday, March 5th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Suburban Collection Showplace on Grand River. Stop by, say hi, get a picture with D-Mac, whatever you want to do, and talk Detroit sports as well. The latest products and technology with the latest services from all the exhibitors there, lawn and landscape equipment, snow equipment, chemicals, hardscapes, irrigation, basically anything that has to do with your yard, it will be out there. And of course, our friends at Alta will be leading the way. The Michigan Green Industry Association event with Alta Equipment and Big D Energy. See you out there on Tuesday at the Suburban Collection Showplace from 11 to 1. All right, we're off and running here on a Friday. Neal, Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for D-Mac, and of course KG and Spencer Racksta as well. All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, click the like button if you would be so kind. You're there anyway. It's not asking a ton.
Might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. You're there. You came this far. You may as well. Red Wings lose to the Islanders, and I'm mad at myself because I knew it, and I let it get away. Flannel, I talked about it on the show. As soon as I saw the line, I knew what the fate was.
Well,
why was that game a pick'em?
So if you would have, and I'm just speaking from me, if you would have made that a get right, picking the Islanders, I would have probably been like, "You're being such a hater, man." I understand that it was a pick'em and it didn't make any sense, but the Red Wings were on a 6-game winning streak, so I would have probably, I think a lot of the people in our chat would have probably said like, "Neal just being negative, Neal just being a hater," but what you would have been was right, unfortunately.
I know, it was sad. Let's go Red Wings party. Can't win them all. Just can't let this begin a streak the other way. Don't expect to win Saturday, but can't put together more than 2 or 3 losses. And a huge game, national TV on Saturday with the Florida Panthers. It's a big ask. The Panthers are rolling. I think they're like 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're a wagon. They've gotten stronger. They've gone to the trade market. And while we never did get closure on that Gunsel deal, right?
Right.
All right, so we don't know yet, but
it has not happened as of right now.
As of right now, but they're in the space. You know what they're going to do. If I had to bet the mortgage on a team winning the Stanley Cup, I would choose the Panthers. So again, there is a lot of sense to that statement. But for the Red Wings, Flannel, it was one of those games yesterday where they got behind and they could just never get fully over the hump.
Yeah, and we were talking about it before the show. When the Red Wings tied it at 3 in the third period, I thought that was their time where they were at least going to salvage a point. You didn't play your best. You had to rely on 2 goals from Olli Mata, of all people, and you still ended up losing, which is fine. I'm not throwing my arms up in the air or anything like that, but I thought that they were going to eventually at least win or salvage a point, but unfortunately they did not. My thing with last night's game is, and one thing that I love to do, some of the conclusions that I love to make, and it's not something I'm happy to talk about, but it just is what it is. I think last night, and you see this a lot with games or stretches when it comes to any professional sports team, but this one in particular with the Detroit Red Wings. I think last night was a microcosm of this. I don't think the Red Wings have a Stanley Cup level defense. I do think they have a Stanley Cup level offense, especially when you have the Kane and DeBrincat and Larkin line with Lucas Raymond leading your team in assists and 12 guys having at least 10 goals, and they'll probably be 14 by the end of the year. They certainly have a Stanley Cup level offense, but defense, I don't think so. I don't think they have Stanley Cup level goaltending. Do I think it's going to hurt them as far as making the playoffs and maybe winning a series? Absolutely not. Do I think the season will still be a rousing success? 100%. I'm not saying you've got to go make a move to get a defenseman or else it's a failure. I'm just saying that I think it's their limitation right now. You see guys like Edvinsson in particular in Grand Rapids, a guy who you think is going to be starting and up with them next year. But as for now, I think their defense will limit the ceiling of where they will go. But where they will still go is the playoffs.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, jump in to there, and let's go Red Wings party. Glad to see JB made it out of his conditioning stint quick and seamlessly. Yeah, JB was here yesterday, KG. Was on a rehab assignment.
Yeah, it was rehab start. That's all.
So he's ready to be back up to the show.
Yep, and I'm right back down here.
Yeah, here you are. Absolutely. Woodwardsports.com chat thread. Elgato minus 120 was very shady at home. It was minus 115 at puck drop. The Islanders were minus 105. You had to lay it both ways.
It was a setup.
It was a setup. Yeah. People were set up yesterday, and Mason Leach said this is the beginning of a tough stretch, and I knew it was, but I wanted to look at it to get it right. Home versus Florida, as we said on Saturday. Then they got a couple days off. At Colorado, at Arizona, at Vegas, at Buffalo. Then you come home for Arizona and Buffalo, at Pittsburgh, Columbus, New York, and then you got to swing at Nashville, at Washington, at Carolina, at Florida, at Tampa Bay.
Well, that's obviously one of the toughest 5-game road stretches I've ever seen on an NHL schedule, for quite frankly. But here's the thing, and this is where I'm going to add a little bit of positivity, because we'll go back to December 31st when they needed to go on a big streak. And I know I've beat this to death, but I just want to put that out there again. They went 10-2-2. And then they had a 4-game road stretch in which there were a couple of tough games and a couple winnable ones. They got 4 points on that 4-game road trip, and I think that was a wildly successful road trip. And then we looked at this stretch which they're currently on right now, of 5 home games out of 6 and your 1 road game being Chicago. And I thought to myself, and I even discussed this with Darren McCarty, get at least 8 points on it. And they've already done that. And if they can somehow beat Florida, man, that'll take away all of the pain of the Islanders' loss. But then you look at this next 4-game road trip. You got a couple of tough games, but you also got a couple of very, very winnable ones at Arizona and at Buffalo. If you can get 4 out of 4 points in the next 4, I'd say you're in a pretty good position. And then you look at the next 4 out of 5 being at home. I think that's one, especially considering you're playing Arizona, you're playing Buffalo, you're playing Columbus, and then you're playing the Islanders again, which it's hard to beat a team twice in such a short span. Get 8 points out of that, and then go to your gauntlet with some breathing room, which they already have some breathing room as of right now. But if they can continue to play well and can continue to hold serve in these stretches, I think they'll be just fine, even if they stumble a little bit on that 5-game road trip.
Kevin Bell, the New York Rangers are the hottest team in hockey. Them and the Panthers, both 9-1. In their last 10. And then, by the way, Toronto, as much as we laugh at them, through this stretch of hockey, like I said, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, through this stretch that the Red Wings have been on, they've lost ground to Toronto.
That's actually incredible. And then Toronto, now their Wings are 4 games behind them, which again, I think maybe getting one of the top 3 seeds in the division might have been a little bit aggressive. But once we were 2 behind Toronto, I was kind of seeing it and being like, we're going to track them down. But Toronto themselves, sometimes we have our Detroit blinders on, and not a bad thing, by the way. You forget, Toronto is just as hot as the Red Wings are, unfortunately.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, Spenny, did you take the car flag down?
I did not. It's still there.
Okay, because I left mine up too.
Yes.
So we're still in, right?
Oh, yeah. Staying up. Still there.
Till the playoffs,
Till
right?
the playoffs.
So we're in.
Oh, yeah. We're in deep.
Is yours, because it's been very, very windy.
Yes, it has.
Is your car flag feeling the effects of it at all?
It has
So is mine
bit.
already.
Yeah, already. It's been tattered. The only time I'm going to take it off is when I got to get a car wash pretty soon.
Right, which obviously you have to.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to be a long run.
It's going to be a long haul for sure, but, hey. We started this. We got to see it through.
That thing's going to start looking like a colony's flag in 1775
Most definitely.
in the winter.
Civil War.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Where it's like shredded on the end and tattered and things like that. Woodwardsports.com chat thread. Go ahead, jump in there, get your thoughts out there. This is Mighty Morphin. I haven't noticed you in here before, but when you jump in with comments like these, you're going to get bumped right to the top of the line. Just in here to say Detroit versus everybody and eat shit, Flannel.
I'm sure that's gonna be a theme.
Took a page out of Spinny book here.
Zach, not a lot of days off this month. 14 games in 31 days. Going to be a grind for sure. And when I looked ahead to that, Flannel, I guess the moral of the story is this. I'm not saying they're dead because they lost a game or anything like that. But how they do against these teams, how many can they get a point from?
Sure.
You know, and I hate the NHL overtime rules. I hate that you get a point for losing.
Yeah.
I detest that. But it's not changing.
No.
So, you know, you kind of play it as it lies right now. If they can get points in some of these games, you know, when you're at Carolina and you're at Tampa, because I keep waiting for Carolina to pop a cup too. You know, at some point, you show up enough, you'll get one. But through that, I mean, that trek down south is murderous, man. Flat out murderous. How many of these games can you get points in? Because if you can do it, say you have 6 of them and you get a point in 3 of them, you can lose all 6 of them, but you get a point in 3 of them, that you're doing something.
Well, and that's where, as I said before, they have to continue to play well, the Red Wings. They have to create some breathing room because that is like I said, I've rarely seen road stretches that tough on an NHL schedule. It's an absolute gauntlet. But as I said before, they've faced some tough challenges, the Red Wings, and they have succeeded. And they already got their 8 on this 5 out of 6 at home stretch. They can hopefully get 4 on their next 4-game road trip, with 2 of the games being very, very winnable. And then that 4 out of 5 with 4 of them at home. Their one road game is at Pittsburgh. Those are some winnable games as well. And if you can maybe get 8 out of those 5 games, you get yourself to that stretch, to that gauntlet with a cushion where maybe if you get, I don't know, 3 to 5 points in 5 games, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. Because as you said, and as I said, you look at that stretch and you just feel impending doom.
I do actually.
You do.
Yes,
You have to.
I do.
But the Red Wings also, they've already created a cushion when it comes to the wild card spot, and they have some winnable games left. And I'll tell you what, if they can bounce back and beat Florida, which is easier said than done, you're forgetting all about this Islanders loss, all about it, and you will have had a phenomenal stretch.
I'm starting to do the mental gymnastics already where, you know, with the New Jersey Devils, all right, we're 8 up, but they got a game in hand. But, like, you have to remember, too, like, New Jersey, they're a 500 team. Like, they lose half the games they play.
That's the nature of it.
So
The Islanders are a below 500 team.
right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Islanders have 14 overtime. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They have 14 points for losing.
So they should, if this were any other sport, they would be in the
It'd be
cellar
over
right now. It'd be 100% over, but because it's hockey, it's because it's the NHL, they are still in the wild card race. And for them, getting that win at Detroit was huge, especially denying the Red Wings even getting a point. For them, they might feel like that's a win that can give them some life again. So they're very much alive, even though they are, by the record, at least by the wins-loss, if you take away the overtime losses, they're losers. Just the record. Just the record.
No, they are. 100% they are. Mike G, hate. No, Mike G. Mike G's the Islanders fan, right?
No, that's
No.
There's who is the Islanders fan?
Jack Carrington.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right.
yeah.
Shout out Jack Harrington. Yeah, absolutely. Their arena is in the parking lot of a horse racing track. Google map it. Look it up.
Oh, we know, and people who
And
have,
it's made of Legos.
yes, and people who have been loyal viewers of Big D Energy already know, because we've been talking about it for a long time.
Dante 151. I just realized the Michigan football team will have more wins than the Michigan basketball team.
Yeah,
Answer for that.
they're the worst team in Power 5. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think Juwan Howard should be launched out of a cannon. I think the fact that a program which should be held to some standards is not right now, and I think there's just a lot of apathy. And I get it. A football national championship covers up for a lot of things, but it's a separate sport. And Michigan basketball, a program this prestigious, and I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit, a program this prestigious that has had 8 Final Fours, 6 runner-up appearances, a national championship, and has had 30 players drafted in the first round of the NBA draft, is about to finish 8-23, about to finish 3-17 in the Big Ten. It's a disgrace. And the funny thing is, if Michigan were any good, I could point and laugh at the Spartans right now, but I can't. I can't, because Michigan basketball, as I said on Wake Up Woodward, it's rat poo mixed with dog duke mixed with animal semen. Shout out Harold and Kumar, go to White Castle.
That's terrible.
It's a great movie.
Yes.
All right, fair enough, everybody. Fair enough. Hey, you guys, I want to get into the draft.
Let's do it.
Like, I want to get, like, into it. I want to talk about, obviously we're going to talk about the Lions. I want to take a spin around our division, maybe what you see going on there. I just want to try it, see it. There's some quarterback contract stuff out there as well. It's about to be quarterback season, in terms of contracts being doled out. I do want to get in. It's Friday, humor me here. I want to know how much you guys watched of the Combine yesterday, because I see it making the round. So I want to know where everybody is with that, but I know where you're at with home security.
Home security, that is Guardian Alarm, because that is the best home security you can have, and you can let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has been providing Michigan's finest hotels, casinos, restaurants with the very best beef in all the land. Only the finest meats, the prime beef, the dry-aged beef, the Wagyu beef. What does that mean to you? It means if you've had a good steak in this town, chances are it came from Fairway Packing Company. And guess what? You think you're a serious griller? Not if you're not getting your steaks from Fairway Packing Company. They have a grab-and-go steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. And guys, I'm telling you, it's worth the trip. I grabbed a couple of ribeyes from there last time I was there, seasoned them up, threw them on the grill. They were incredible. The best steaks I've ever made in my life from Fairway Packing Company. They offer it all, everybody. The finest meats in all the land, Fairway Packing Company. All right, keep it pushing.
A little quick with the trigger there.
That's all right. Hey, man, it can't have your fastball every single pitch.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? That's all right, man. We'll do it. I did want to get into the NFL. I did want to talk about the Combine to some degree. We had our guy Amon-Ra on yesterday. He kind of broke that down, what it's like taking part in the Combine. But I want to talk about the Combine, the draft. But first off, I guess, Flannel, the sexiness, right? The edge position.
Oh, yeah.
The edge guys worked out yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. How much you watch?
All right, so live, I didn't watch any. But when I saw the stats, when I saw some of the numbers of people that I was looking to see, I went back and watched the replay of it. And for people who are loyal viewers of Wake Up Woodward, you all know who I was super impressed by. All I got to do is this.
Mm-hmm. Chop
Robinson absolutely blew the Combine up like I thought he would. He was second in the 40 time to Dallas Turner, the best broad jump, and tied for the best 10-yard split, which shows that he is explosive. I mean, for everybody who knows, I'm a big college football fan. I'm a big Michigan fan, and I watched quite a bit more of Penn State than I probably should have. But Chop was just one guy that always flashed off of the screen. Mm-hmm. And when you look at his metrics, his pass rush win rate is pretty damn good. His pass rush grade is pretty damn good. The only concerns about him are, I would say, that he didn't have a lot of sacks and that he's maybe a little bit undersized, but he is an athletic freak. So Chop Robinson, I think he made himself some money on the Combine.
So that basically eliminates him from the Lions then, right?
Probably.
Yeah, he might go sooner now. I've seen him mock like 22. I don't know who's at 22, but I've seen him as late as 22.
Were you sitting on 22s?
I was sitting on 22.
Okay. Were they clean?
They were clean.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think, probably eliminates, which I'm not super heartbroken about, but if he falls to 29, I would consider it if I were Flannel Holmes, but fortunately, there's a Brad Holmes picking. But yeah, Chop Robinson. But there's really no surprises there. We all knew that he was an athletic freak, and you know that he grades out very, very well when it comes to his metrics. It's just, if you are a box score watcher, which we all are to some extent. Not everybody watches every snap of Penn State. You might think he was a little bit of a disappointment, but I think his game is going to translate very, very well to the NFL.
I'm curious, too. Drop it in the chat. How much did you guys watch the Combine yesterday? KG, how much did you watch?
I didn't get a chance to watch any of it.
Did you go back and watch replays? Which I think, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I dedicate 0 of my time to watching the Combine. 0. Social media is going to give, I'm going to see what I need to see on social media already edited and ready to go.
It's not the most exciting thing ever. I mean, the 40-yard.
Well, for some people it is.
The 40 time is always good, but besides that, it's not the most exciting thing. But from some of the clips I saw this morning, though, it was definitely some good performances by the interior line guys and a lot of the edge rushers. So
okay,
yeah.
But it was. They're saying, the reports are the edge guys, Dallas Turner.
Yeah, he was
popped off.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal combine. He had an even better combine than Chop Robinson did. Just an absolute specimen and a freak. But he's already going to go higher than Chop no matter what.
83-inch wingspan.
It's crazy.
40.5-inch vertical.
That's insane.
Will Anderson 2.0 loading. Huh?
I don't know if he's quite the prospect that Will Anderson was, but I'll tell you what, he's close. Those guys played on the same defensive line for a year.
That's true. And it depends on where you go.
Yeah.
What else? Jared Verse.
He looked good.
Braden Fisk had a really good combine.
He made himself some money there because he's on the PFF big board. I think he's ranked number 59, but I think there's a chance that he ends up going at the bottom of the first round because Braden Fisk is one of those that, at least to me, his tape and his production it didn't really pop off to me. His metrics don't really look as great, but when you look at that combine, he was the best interior defensive lineman at the combine by far. Mm-hmm. And in some important aspects, like the 10-yard split and the broad jump.
Dante 151. I watch about 3 to 4 hours.
Ooh, that's commitment.
Damn, Dante.
That's commitment. You must not have a wife.
Well, you can be our combine insider then, Dante, over there in the chat. DNC ENT. I watch the Texas boys, Dallas and Chop, on Twitter. Stephen David, Caleb, and Marvin acting real weird at the combine. But Stephen, here's the deal: they can. Mm. There's literally nothing they can do other than be an idiot in the interviews to hurt themselves right now.
Yeah.
Because they got the juice.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to do it in the next segment. I do want to talk about the top of the board. I do want to talk about the quarterback sitch because, the Bears certainly are a factor. They have the number 1 pick, and that's a part of our division. And we need to take a look at
Justin
it.
Fields is gone. They've kind of implicated that.
I know, but every day that goes by, I feel like they lose leverage in this because every day closer you get to the draft, and he's not traded.
Yeah. ...
You know what I'm saying?
They would have to trade him on draft night at the latest. You don't think that gives them more leverage?
No, I don't, because you take away, because the closer it gets, the more you can pull back and say, all right, well, then do it.
But you don't think teams get more desperate the night of? We probably need to make a move now?
No, because, who's the quarterback teams? You're talking about a very finite group there, right?
Atlanta, Pittsburgh, New England.
Maybe the Raiders.
Yeah, maybe the Raiders.
But Washington and New
Denver.
England already have their
Denver,
picks.
yeah.
They already have one locked in.
Yeah.
So, if you're talking about desperation, and if it's Denver, J.J. McCarthy's the greatest quarterback in the history of the draft combine now.
That is true.
So the guy who had the same amount of passing touchdowns as Army's quarterback for half the season.
The guy who was throwing balls in the hallway.
Yep. That was a dot.
Oh my God, dude! Oh my God!
I'm
Ermanni, is that you?
I'm obviously being sarcastic.
Everything he does is for the cameras.
Oh, stop it!
Cobzilla, Chop, or Darius. One of them will be there for the Lions. Do you guys agree with that?
Darius will probably, yes.
I agree. I think Darius will be there. Chop, though,
he might go sooner.
He might go sooner. Just for the ceiling, for the upside, I think somebody will pick up Chop before 29.
Mike, I wish nothing but the best for the Bears. Not. I do like a good not reset.
Oh, yeah.
That's
classic.
still, that is. Andrew Klingerman, the Bears are taking a step back by trading Fields. When we come back, then let's have the discussion on it. For real.
I don't think they are.
You don't think they're going to trade Fields?
If you get Caleb Williams, he's a better passer. You're going to pay for another wide receiver to add to that, probably another back too. I don't think they get worse. I don't.
Okay.
That's just me personally.
Well, we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
Because I do want to talk about it. Because it's time. It's time. We need to take a look around. We're the boss in the division now.
I've been watching the Bears, man. They sneaky. You got to watch them.
100%. We'll take a look at them. We'll take a look at the Packers, the Vikings, where they are, who's mocked to them, all that kind of stuff. It's a Friday, man. I miss football.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I miss it. And props to the Red Wings for carrying the mail. But it's Friday, man. Let's get into some football, and let's do it.
And as you said yesterday, the Lions are used to being a factor at the top of the first round of the draft, and this year they're not. So, but the Chicago Bears obviously are, and it's relevant. So I don't mind talking about it at all. It's going to be fun.
No, absolutely. Hey, Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy. It's Friday now, right? Pull up on it, Seafood Fest. Dive into the fish and chips, the Parmesan-crusted cod, the perfectly fried clam shrimp platter, or delicious fish sandwich. Spenmo's all about the clam strip platter.
Yes.
A Big Boy must try the new mango iced tea as well. The ultimate complement to their popcorn shrimp Alfredo, or shrimp stir fry. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy. And don't forget, every Friday night, checks notes. Tonight, as a matter of fact, the all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. It's Lent, everybody. So do your deal at the Big Boy Seafood Fest. And don't forget, tonight, the seafood buffet as well. Get to your local Big Boy. It's a Detroit institution tonight.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Tired of the same old Detroit sports wearables? Go to woodwardsports.com/shop. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. The Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. That should be the centerpiece of your wardrobe. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God line. What about the Jack Campbell, Spencer Raxter inspired meat missile shirt? That is there for you.
Pop every
too.
time.
Still hoodie. Meat missile.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Hoodie season, beanie season, still in effect. Go to woodwardsports.com/shop. All right, everybody. Keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Flannel in for D-Mac. Happy to have you with us. Just talking NFL draft. I haven't really gotten into it as of yet, but I do want to start because I want to look at what our contemporaries are doing.
Sure.
In our division. It's relevant. The Bears are one of the power players in this draft right now.
Absolutely.
That's fair to say.
Yeah.
They have the number 1 pick via Carolina. And I just want to get the feel for everybody. What do you think that they're going to do? Why is it relevant? Because it's the Bears and they're in our division. And just to refresh everybody's memory, because there's a lot of talk, right? The Bears have to make a decision. Do we trade Justin Fields? Do we trade the pick? How does it work? For market comparison's sake, last year, the Bears traded the number 1 pick to the Panthers. They got in return, obviously they got the Panthers' number 9 pick. They got a late second-round pick in the draft. They got the first-rounder this year, which turned out to be number 1, and they get a 2025 second-round pick. Plus, they got DJ Moore.
Yeah.
So a healthy return. Mm-hmm. I would assume with the Bears this year, if they can't get a premium player, that a premium draft pick would replace that, like a third or something like that. So that's the market. And Flannel, for me, if I'm the Bears, I'm not a Caleb Williams guy that a lot of people are. I don't hate on him the way that some folks do, but I don't see this huge upgrade over Justin Fields. And I know you guys are going to come at me right now on Twitter or on the chat. I understand that. Does he need work as a passer? Yes, he does. But he is an elite, maybe the most elite runner. Him and Lamar are up there.
Yeah.
1, 2, however you want to shape that. He is elite at that. And when you have an elite trait, you can get by with that, especially on a rookie deal. And I look at that return that the number 1 pick gets you. And I'm the Bears. I have the most cap space. I have a plethora of draft picks. I got 2 in the top 10 of this draft, Flannel. That's hard for me to say no, because that allows me the capital to, if the Fields thing does not work out, guess what I do? I go right back into the draft and I run the draft and get who I want later.
I understand, and I see your point. I just think you're too high on Fields and too low on Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
That's where it comes down.
And that seems to be where we are right now.
Yeah, and and I know this is a different conversation for a different day. For the man who talks so much shit about Josh Allen, talks shit mercilessly about Justin Herbert, acts like Trevor Lawrence is somebody that should be thrown into a trash can. All you do is heap praise on Justin Fields, and I just don't understand it.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
That's
Shots fired.
What was my quote just now about him?
You said he needs work as a passer.
Yes.
But
he is an elite runner.
But I would say that doesn't matter as much as being an elite passer. Have you seen Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham, or Lamar Jackson's trophy cases? They're empty. I'm not saying that being a good runner being a great runner isn't valuable. I mean, we saw it against the Lions, especially in that second game. I mean, Justin Fields.
A third of this town hates Jared Goff because he can't run.
Well, but that's not a good reason.
There's a difference between an elite runner and not being able to pick up 5 yards.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's other reasons why people.
His over hit in the playoff game against Tampa, by the way, is rushing over. Yeah, and he got double figures. So piss on you, Spenny.
I just think last season for Justin Fields, we should have seen a dramatic leap in his passing numbers. His QBR actually went down. His rating went up by like a point, and his completion percentage went up by a point, and it was still bad at 61.4. Even though you gave him DJ Moore, even though you drafted a right tackle in Darnell Wright who showed some promise, even though Tevin Jenkins is developing into a pretty good guard and Braxton Jones is a pretty good left tackle, not elite, but fine. And oh, by the way, if you look at their running game, you might say that it took a step back without David Montgomery, but when you combine Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, and Deontay Foreman, that combined to create a good running game. So Justin Fields had more help, but he as an individual didn't really take that leap that I expected him to. I just think Caleb Williams' upside as a passer is to be a top 5 QB in the league. I think Justin Fields will always have a limited passing game. I do, even if he goes to somewhere like Atlanta, which is, I think, the perfect spot for him. I understand why you're looking at his passing numbers and just saying, we have a chance to get a guy who some, I know not you, think is a generational quarterback prospect. If it fails and you pass on him, that could be a big deal.
But see, Flannel, like where I am with that is if I trade this pick, I can literally do whatever I want for the next 4 years in the draft. Literally do whatever I want. Take whoever I want.
How long you going to wait for a quarterback? This is a QB-loaded draft. Like next year is not guaranteed to be that. The year after that's not guaranteed. To be that.
Every draft is quote QB loaded at the top.
I get it.
There's always somebody, man. Like that's. I just have too many questions about Caleb Williams. I do. So, Spenny, can we take that to the streets?
Yeah.
Is Caleb Williams a generational quarterback?
Listen, man.
Because I think that's aggressive.
I don't know about generational, but he's really good. Like I watched a lot of him at Oklahoma and USC. He's a more accurate passer than people give him credit for. He has a cannon, and his ability to move out of the pocket is Mahomes-esque. Like, seriously, he has a lot of Mahomes traits about him. So the intrigue is there. Me personally, if you put a couple receivers with him in an offensive line that can protect him, I feel like he can flourish in the NFL.
Well, and DJ Moore is a pretty damn good wide receiver. If Darnell Mooney comes back, I don't know what his contract situation is, or even if he's a free agent. He's a pretty good number 2, although he hasn't looked as good the last couple of years. And Cole Kmet, quiet as kept, is a possible Pro Bowl tight end loading. I'm just saying, when Justin Fields had more help, he didn't take the leap that I expected him to do. And to me, even Caleb Williams doesn't even have to necessarily be generational. We're talking about maybe Caleb Williams isn't generational, but Justin Fields hasn't shown the ability to be an even competent NFL passer up to this point. But yet, Neal, you just still think the sun rises and sets on him. I don't get it.
See, now you're being obtuse, dude. Because all right, I'll get to your level then on this.
All right.
Do I want Caleb Williams, or do I want an extra first-round pick, an extra second-round pick, an extra first-round pick next year, and an extra third-round pick next year? I want the latter of that over Caleb Williams. I'm sorry.
And see, that I can listen to because...
Well, that's what we're talking about here.
That's fine. And I'll meet you halfway because, like, I understand... Yes.
Across the sky.
Yes, but I'll meet you halfway on that because you could also make the argument that even if Justin Fields doesn't develop into a great passer, he just takes a small leap, and you see all the talent that they have on the defense, if they can bring Jalen Johnson back and all of that they can make the playoffs no matter what, if they continue to make roster upgrades. To me, Justin Fields limits your ceiling, and I haven't seen enough as a passer for him. I just haven't. Yeah. I thought last year was going to be the year, and it wasn't.
If I'm Justin Fields, I want to get out of Chicago too. Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus have not done him any favors. Their offensive coordinator, they haven't done him any favors to this point.
kind of shaky.
Yeah.
But didn't he get fired though? I think they're having a new one.
But that's the third one now? Yeah. Like, come on now.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, will Caleb Williams be generational? 88% of the people say no. And look, that's a grandiose question, like generational. I get that. That's kind of a loaded question, but still, there is not that belief in the streets.
The only concern I have about him is his ego. Seriously, what he can do on the football field is solidified to me.
He seems weird.
It's just about his ego. That's the only thing I worry about.
Spenny, does he seem weird to you?
He does seem a little weird.
And, like, if you're going to be weird like that, you better be good.
Yeah.
You can be weird like that if you're good.
If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Andrew Klingerman. Bears trading Fields only helps the Lions. He always torches us with his legs. I'm not scared of a better pocket passer as long as we upgrade at cornerback.
Caleb Williams can move too. He can't move like Justin Fields because not everybody, like, there's only one other quarterback that can move like Justin Fields, but he can move like Brock Purdy. He can move better than Brock Purdy, and he torched it for 50 yards in the second half.
Yeah.
Brad Hendricks. And I question the validity of this, but I'll read it and then you guys draw your own conclusions. He claims, quote, "My wife just walked in and saw Sam on the TV and said, 'Is that one of those Make-A-Wish people? That's nice.'"
Oh, come on now.
I doubt that's true.
That's not true. And
I need a video of that.
And Brad Hendricks is a bitch.
Get him.
That's not his first little remark.
Shots fired.
Get him.
Sand ground flannel.
Spencer, I want your reaction to this one. Chris says J.J. McCarthy will win multiple Super Bowls. Mindset and character of a champion.
That's just some slobbing shit if I've ever heard it. I like J.J. McCarthy as a prospect. I do, but like,
I'm a Michigan fan, and that's a stretch.
If mindset and character win you championships, I don't know. The
Tim Tebow would be a multiple.
Tim Tebow. Yeah, exactly. I do like J.J. McCarthy as a prospect, though.
Silky Johnson. Hate. Speaking of hate, everyone in this chat's reading the same top 3 names in each position at the PFF because they're too broke to subscribe for the full list.
Damn right.
Oh, man. Hate.
Damn, Silky Johnson. Is he right though? You know, like
He's definitely right.
Hey, me being the numbers nerd that I am, I made a purchase which probably wasn't even wise, and I have the whole PFF.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hoof-hearted. Green Bay has always, quote, maybe make the playoffs, maybe win a playoff game. No more, no less. Been spinning their wheels for more than a decade. Is he right?
That is true.
But they
That's
had
accurate.
they had 3 consecutive 13-3 seasons, though.
Right. And what it net
It
them?
resulted in nothing.
I understand that, but
A loss at home in the playoffs.
sure, that's fine, fair.
Okay.
Because they never drafted offense, man. They never gave Aaron Rodgers what he
That
wanted.
is also true.
Xavier D. They can't upgrade without the coaching. Now that's fair. Like you want to take a shot at the Bears coaching. Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah,
I will
I'm not an Eberflus guy.
I'm not either.
I will say this, though, and I think a lot of it had to do with Montez Sweat, who I forgot to mention as one of the Bears' cornerstone pieces who they can win with. That defense was actually pretty good at the end of the year. They have a lot of talent. I mean, Jalen Johnson was the best corner in the league last year, and Montez Sweat was phenomenal. And then you got T.J. Edwards playing linebacker. Who
Edmonds is almost a $20 million guy.
That's fine, but but T.J. Edwards was actually a good contract, and he's the better player right now.
Yeah.
So they kind of
Damn, Spenny. You gonna let him talk about your boy like that?
It's true. T.J. Edwards was great last year.
Hey.
I would be more scared of the Bears next year if they drafted Marvin Harrison and then an offensive lineman with their other pick.
You
That
see what
would
I'm
scare
saying?
me.
Yeah.
But in the future, they'll be better with Caleb Williams.
Bada bing, bada boom. They're going to trade fields to Atlanta and draft Caleb. I would be more worried about them long term than I would be next season.
Agreed.
Usually takes a rookie quarterback some time to develop. Danny Raxter, I'm with you, Neal. Danny Raxter, Mr. Raxter, I'm with you too. Hopefully I'm with you one time drinking some bourbon.
Hey, whatever.
I know. I need to do that, man.
They'll get a haul regardless for Justin Fields, though, if they do trade him. They'll get a haul.
What would you give for him?
I feel like you got to give up a first.
For sure.
And I don't know. It just depends on the team and what assets they have. Probably a later round pick, maybe a player involved. It all depends.
Let's go Red Wing Sparty. Now, if you excuse him, Silky's going to put some water in Buck Nasty Mama's dish.
That's a great skit. Bro.
It is a great skit.
That's that's a top tier skit.
Yeah.
Michael Daniel. For football watching, guys, March 30th, USFL, the Rock League. No, Michael Daniel. You have a better chance of having a left-handed first baseman for the Tigers than you do of the whatever UFL league doing anything. Guys, how many times we got to go through this, everybody? You'll get your ratings the first week. It'll be chopped in half the following week. It'll be barely anything the third week, and you'll tap out by the fourth week.
Yeah.
How many times?
Yeah.
How many times we got to do it?
Every year.
Every year we do this.
The only league that had a chance was the USFL in the 80s, but that's because it had Reggie White, Steve Young, Jim Kelly, Herschel Walker, among others.
And Pete Spivak's dad.
Great.
Hey,
Big facts.
Shout out Pete.
Shout out Pete.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That don't make you concerned also that the cap space that they have, the Bears?
Well,
they
that's
have a lot of cap space. They're going to add to this team.
If they get T. Higgins, I would be pretty fucking scared.
T. Higgins and DJ.
They improved the O-line a little bit, add a receiver, maybe a solid back. They in business.
Well, Josh Ellis says the Bears aren't built to last with all those free agents, and I wholeheartedly disagree. But with that being said, that's all the more reason why I'm going to trade that pick. Because you can't tell me if I have multiple firsts last year, multiple firsts this year, multiple firsts next year,
possibly
multiple seconds the year after that. You see what I'm saying, man? Like you could draft by throwing darts at a dartboard and make a good team.
Eventually, you got to stop drafting the young talent and make it pop.
See, I think the league is shifting, man. This is what you're going to see going forward. You're going to see just increased value of draft capital. How many more examples do you need? How many more Carolina Panthers examples do you need? Because they're awful.
Well,
and guess what?
The Panthers,
they don't have a first round pick.
The Panthers is unfair. That's a bad situation. The owner, he's garbage. Like that just wasn't a good spot for him. But I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't see it with the cap space that they have now. I feel like if they make the move on the quarterback now, they'll be better for it. They can be developing Caleb Williams and also solidifying their team at the same time.
You need to make the move to Swiss Insurance. That's what you need to do.
Oh, yes, and that is one that there will never be a question about. But unfortunately, I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is insurance rates are going up across the board in Michigan. The good news is Swiss Insurance is here to help. Right now, more than ever, it's critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss will make sure your carrier does not slip in extra fees or raise deductibles. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today or visit SwissINS.com. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you or give them a call at 248-800-4177. Again, that is 248-800-4177, Swiss Insurance.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for 2 things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party, it's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
Neal Ruhl here for Jack Labrador. And look, guys, football season is over, although it's starting back up again. So, whatever. Spring training in full swing, but Jack Labrador, that never sleeps. 24/7, 365. Learn how to play the game on your phone right now. Go to jacklabrador.gg. Scan the QR code on your screen. 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Jack Labrador is sweeping the nation, just like we sweep the afternoon show when we play them in Jack Labrador. We're just goated like that. You can be goated too. Go to jacklabrador.gg and experience the card game for yourself. All right, pulling up on the second hour, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl and Sam Flannel. And, of course, the guy, KG, the legend. KG in the house. And also, too, we got Spencer Racks on Racks on Racks. Don't miss Woodward Heavyweights, 5 to 7.
Check it out.
Check it out.
We'll be reviewing fan mock drafts.
Hey.
So if you got a mock draft, send it to Motor City Heavyweights on Twitter or Instagram, and we will review it live on air.
Shameless plug.
Damn, all right, going deep. I like it, man, going deep. All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Don't forget about the podcast as well. I know more and more of you are kind of catching the show via the podcast. Leave a 5-star review if you would be so kind, too. Rewind, fast forward, skip the parts you don't want. You hate Sam Flannel. Just whenever he starts talking, push the 30-second button and get back to when I'm talking. So you can do that also.
Damn.
What? I'm just giving the people options. There's a part out. There's a section of people out there like whose wife was it?
Oh, Brad Hendricks.
Yeah, Brad Hendricks' wife. They're not Flannel fans.
That's fair.
That's all right.
I'm a Flannel fan.
I am too.
I'm a
big
Flannel
Flannel
fan. I'm a fan of all you guys as well.
Here on Mark M. Neal, Ryan Ermanni said he will quit Woodward Sports if Holmes trades out of the first round. This is your chance to make it to the show.
Hey, he might be putting his papers in.
Nah, bro, I'm here. I'm the midday show through and through. I'm in the mud.
Yeah.
The trenches.
Yeah.
We're built for this.
Yeah, I don't need resources.
I'm coming up on 2 years as Big D's TD.
Hey,
For
shout
real?
out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Doesn't feel like that,
Yeah,
man.
I know, right?
Doesn't feel like that. I saw, by the way, I don't know if you guys caught it, the guy you replaced, Sawyer.
Yeah,
he's at Indy in the combine with the
there.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I've been texting Sawyer.
Have you?
Yeah. Sawyer's my guy.
He is my guy too, man. Love that dude. I'm so happy for him, man.
Me too.
Popping off, dude. Does video content for the Atlanta Falcons.
Nice.
So
that's dope.
That's what it was. The Falcons called me for his interview.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I talked to him, man.
Oh, nice.
I was
That's
the closer.
Awesome. Fuck yeah.
That's dope.
7 for my last 7.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So I'm the Mariano Rivera of job calls. But yeah, Steve Wild says no way it'll be a first for Fields, and I'm kind of with that too.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because I don't think that people are going to be willing to, so you view him as devalued, right? From where he was drafted to today, you view him as devalued. And all of that being said, the time decay of the rookie contract.
Yeah. Oh, 100 for sure devalued. For sure, especially considering you're going to have to either use him as a rental, which I don't know why the hell you would do that, or give him a new contract. I mean, he does have the 5th-year option, but yeah, especially considering, as I said, his passing numbers are not pretty. They're just not.
But if I'm the Bears, I'm not moving unless a first is involved. Like, why would they even move if that's the case?
So then you're not taking Caleb Williams.
Look, they'll get a first for him.
Because if you take Caleb Williams, then there is no value at all.
I get that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is high stakes right here, man.
Is.
I love this stuff.
They'll get a first for him, man.
Mock drafts for the Bears, and obviously they have them taking Caleb Williams, but you have to monitor that and see how that shakes out. I did want to take a look, too, at the Minnesota Vikings. Right now they have the 11th pick. And they have to sort out their deal with the quarterback situation, and you will probably see some movement. I want to say, I'm looking at it right now, of when he can void that contract. But Kirk Cousins' agent did very, very well, because
Didn't you say it was March 13th or something?
March 13th, that's what it was. So his contract runs till March 13th. However, the franchise tag period expires March 5th, which means that the Minnesota Vikings cannot franchise tag Kirk Cousins. That's big brain stuff right there. So I guess before we take a look at what they're going to do in the draft, I guess you can get the answer of what the Vikings are going to do in the draft based on your answer to what they're going to do with Kirk Cousins.
It's a big fact.
I personally think that no matter what happens with Kirk Cousins, I guess if they don't sign him, re-sign him, maybe they'll go after a quarterback. But they also need an edge in the worst way possible, because Danielle Hunter's a free agent. Yeah. DJ Wanham is also a free agent, and he also is coming off of a bad injury that he suffered against the Lions. And they've got some ones available that may, if Jared Verse is available at 11, I think that would be a home run. I think if a Dallas Turner's available at 11, it'd be a home run. But I also feel that way about Leatu Latu, and one of them is going to be available. So I guess it does depend on what happens with Kirk Cousins, but I think another big priority for the Minnesota Vikings is get an edge, because who the F is going to rush the passer for them next year?
I know, but when you talk about all that, none of this works until the Kirk Cousins thing has to be solved.
Of course.
Before you address any of this, it has to be solved. So I guess I have to back it up and make it a non-draft question. What are you doing if you're the Vikings at the quarterback spot?
Probably keep him.
Now, mind you, this also affects Jay Jettis too, because he wants Kirk Cousins. So
hell yeah, he does. Kirk's the GOAT.
Get
better
your bag.
than people think. I'll just say that.
Dripping in Cole's
seriousness,
cash.
better than people think.
Spartan dog.
Yuck.
Keep him.
I hated those years. Jesus.
And I believe, according to Spot Track, when they did all their quarterback projections, I believe they had Cousins at 3 years, $90 million, or something like that. You doing that?
3 years, $90 million.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, 100,000 million %.
Okay.
That'd be a great deal.
One of the best in the league, honestly. Yeah. Besides for the rookie contract guys, but right. 100%.
DNC ENT, I give the Bears a third for Fields to become our Taysom Hill. So does that mean that you're going to be paying him $10 million of your cap space when he's 35 years old? Because that's what the Saints are doing. I love it, by the way. I do have to look, too. They just did a cap conversion on Cameron Jordan as well. So let me see what the implications are of that. And I like it.
Yeah, they restructured him, right?
Yes, they did. So they cleared about $9 million in cap space by restructuring Cameron Jordan, who's, 35 right now. Yeah. So he will carry with him in the year 2026 when he's 37 a $15 million dead cap hit.
Damn.
Ooh, for 37-year-old Cameron Jordan.
Yeah.
Good luck, New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. Right.
Good luck, as Liam Neeson would say.
And he will also be a $5 million cap hit in 2027 when he's 38 and not on the team.
Damn.
And they'll have to pay him a $2.3 million cap hit when he's 39 in 2028.
And he's probably retired. Well
Oh
retired.
yeah, long gone in the league.
Well
but
retired.
but
Just
those are the
collected a
void
check.
those are the void years on the end.
Yeah.
And Taysom Hill's what, 34.
Yeah.
You're paying him $10 million of your cap this year. You see what I'm saying? The Saints are on a treadmill to nowhere.
Yeah.
But tell me the cap's not real. Tell me again.
Hang. Sorry, but just breaking news from my sources of my memories on Facebook.
Okay.
One year ago
I can't
today,
wait for this.
1 year ago today, Aiden Hutchinson hosted the Anime Awards in Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. He's a special guest host. Well, it was announced 1 year ago today.
I didn't know he was an anime fan like
I
that.
don't think he is. I remember seeing that and being like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shout out Hutch, that's my goat.
Shout out us.
There you go. See? That just goes to show you, man. The college, as soon as the season's over, the college doesn't
About
matter.
where you went to college.
Yeah, does not matter
No.
at all.
Unless you're a Spartan dog, then you're my guy.
Sure, you root for your guys. Like you pay extra attention to them. Like, especially, for example, I'm going to be paying close attention to a Sandra Still and Chris Jenkins' first year. But I'm not going to knock anyone because of where they went. If an Ohio State guy finds his way to the Lions,
Right.
so be it. I don't know who it'll be, but
I'm starting to like C.J. Stroud. I hated him with Ohio State.
Fuck you, McBadbad. Yes, it's breaking news. 1 year ago today.
Right.
that's breaking news.
I agree. That does qualify as breaking news.
You heard
so,
the air horn.
So the moral of the story then.
I think Meg Thee Stallion's doing it this year.
Hey. Now
She's a
we
big
talking.
anime head. She actually likes anime a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer Rack, you got to go to that 1 year.
That'd be. I want to go to Japan so bad.
Would you dress up and everything?
I went to Yumacon this year downtown. I didn't dress up. I would though if it was like affordable. Some people they
go all in.
You don't look like a cosplay guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not really a cosplay guy.
Only in the bedroom, right?
Only in the bedroom.
The cat costume in the bedroom.
Oh man, that was the best. Just like Planet Fitness is the best. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. I was just there a couple hours ago, getting it in. Little 4-mile run, little triceps and biceps.
Hell
Benny,
yeah.
you know what it is. It's
Oh,
beach
yeah.
muscle season.
I gotta
Everybody.
find a Planet Fitness in Ann Arbor for tomorrow.
And there'll be one there
There
because
will
there's
be.
over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area alone. 2,400 of them available. You're a Black Card member, Spencer
I am
Raxter.
indeed.
You just walk right into any Planet Fitness. You can bring a guest anytime you want. It's the best, and it's $24.99 a month for a Black Card option. You can go anywhere, guys. It's the best value. I'll say it's one of the best values just in purchasing.
Yeah.
Not let alone gyms, just in purchasing. I can't tell you how much I enjoy being a Black Card member at Planet Fitness. I've accomplished every fitness goal, and you can too. So do it right now. Go to planetfitness.com. Again, guys, Black Card membership, $24.99 a month. It's incredible. Go to planetfitness.com, join there, pull in the parking lot of one of over 50 in Metro Detroit alone. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Big Boy Seafood Fest is sailing in with a fresh catch of favorites. Dive into fish and chips, our new palm-crusted cod, perfectly fried clam shrimp platter, or a delicious fish sandwich. Try our new mango iced tea, the ultimate complement to our popcorn shrimp, our all-new fried pickles, shrimp alfredo, or shrimp stir-fry. Experience all the sea has to offer every Friday night with our all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Every day is a fish fry, only at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. There's 18 locations, so you know there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. They do all brands, too, by the way, everybody. What you got to do, go to feldmanauto.com. They're goated here in the Detroit area, and, of course, the flagship, Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer right there in Novi. We'll be out there Monday and every other Monday. As a matter of fact, it's Feldman Automotive. You can go to feldmanauto.com. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy. We're taking a look at the draft through our division's perspective right now. I wanted to talk to it, and we're going to get to the Lions stuff in just a couple of minutes. But
Scooble is named opening day starter.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, by the way. Now introduce J.D. Martinez hitting third.
Oh, that'd be cool, too.
It'd be nice.
It's such a small move. You know what? You did it. That's all it takes, and you did it. So, you know what? Here's the deal, Tigers. Either announce J.D. Martinez as signing or just come out there and say, you know what? The TV money was too much of a hit, and we can't swim in those waters. I'm sorry. Say, hey, everybody else is just bigger time than we are.
JD wouldn't even be that big of a contract.
$15 million 1 year?
Yeah, come on now.
Just say it. Say what the truth is. Say, hey, the TV money thing, we can't overcome that. I can't overcome that as an ownership group. Sorry, guys. So just give me the proper perspective on it.
Bring them home.
You guys know my level of commitment. I watch or listen to the games every single day. I watch El Mago wave and miss at pitches 4 feet out of the zone 160 times a year.
Neal's
I watch
player.
it with my own eyes all the time. You know my level of commitment. What's yours? What's yours?
Bring them home.
J.D. Martinez is sitting there.
I'll tell you what, they get JD. I think they win the Central. I think that's the move to get them the Central.
Chapman's sitting there.
Yeah.
They're all sitting there in a distressed market right now.
Yep.
So just tell me what the deal is, and I'll react accordingly. Just say, we miss all that money from Diamond Sports and the Bally's deal, and we can't do it. The Twins ownership did that, did they not?
They did.
Their owner looked in the camera and said, we lost a ton of money that we expected to have revenue from the Diamond Sports Group. Sorry, guys, we're not going to be in these waters.
The Reds did it, too. Well, the Reds didn't even say they lost money. They just said
you're lucky we're
money.
here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That shit was crazy. We're going to put shit out there, and you're going to like it. Pretty much.
Keep talking ish. We'll move.
I couldn't believe that shit.
He looked into the camera and said, you're lucky we're here.
Yeah.
We waiting to sell to tell you.
Honestly.
We waiting. That
shit was crazy.
Yeah. So you know what? Just explain it.
Why does Ohio have so many fucking sports teams?
I know. Ain't it crazy?
Columbus is like a huge city.
Yeah, but they have 2 in like every sport.
Cincinnati does have some nice stadiums, though, I will say that.
Silky Johnson, hate. They can win the Central with this current roster. Well, you know what?
They can,
and J.D. Martinez doesn't hurt. And they have not replaced Miguel Cabrera's money yet.
Not even a freshman.
They haven't replaced it. So tell me you're not serious without telling me you're not serious.
I'm getting a little bit.
They didn't replace his money.
It's just this outrage before the season even started, as if acting like Gio Urshela wasn't a good move or Mark Canha wasn't a good move, and that they have young talent and they've got guys like Torkelson and Green and Carpenter and pitchers like Manning and Skubal, and they signed Kenta Maeda.
You're not going to finish the year with all those guys. You're not.
I understand that, but it's just this outrage before the season even starts. I think it's a little much.
I want it explained to me,
Okay,
Flannel,
fine.
so I know how to react to it. I'm all in. I watch every game. I'm all in.
No, I get that. If that's your
Tell me if you're not.
I am all in. I just think that this idea that they've done nothing and they're punting the season is a farce. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. If you really, and I'm into the Moneyball stuff, I'll admit it. Mark Canha and Gio Urshela were very fine moves. Mm-hmm. Actually, Gio Urshela.
Are they both going to be there on October 1st?
Maybe those two.
I think so. Yeah.
I think if you're looking at some question marks, you should look at the pitchers. You can look at Riley Green, who unfortunately there is a trend with him, or maybe even a Kerry Carpenter. But I think those two will both be there, or at least I don't see a reason why not, except maybe that Urshela was hurt last year. But I'm not. I think if the Tigers are healthy, which is a big if, that they win the Central no matter what.
Yeah.
I do.
I don't want to hear the Broder stuff. Like, Broder, you're my guy. You know that. With Matt Chapman's 240 average, I told you my preference would be J.D. Martinez. But whatever, let's play the game. With Chapman or J.D. Martinez, which young player you're taking at bats from? I'm giving the at-bats to the guy with the proven track record because I have a chance to win the division. That's what I'm doing. That's the way it works. And if it's not that way, then tell me it's not that way. Come out and say it. Say, hey, we can't swim in these waters. We're not big boy enough. Because that's what it is. It's either or.
You know who you're dealing with, though. It's Chris Ilitch, man. He's not a spender. And then
and that's okay.
And Scott Harris, they seem to be more on, like Sam said, on the Moneyball wave. So
well, Scott Harris is separate from this.
I understand, but he can only make the moves that Chris allows him to make,
which is why I separate him from this. Yeah. I like what Scott Harris has done. I like that he's here. I like that they're valuing things that this organization has not valued in the past. I'm for that. I just want to be told what the deal is.
I get you.
Like when I say that, Flannel, just tell me the Diamond Sports deal. Tell me that set you back and you can't overcome it.
That's fine. I'm not going to get outraged before the season even starts. Especially one where there's some promise. Because I'm hearing, that's another thing that I'm hearing all over town. And it's, to me, it's getting a little bit old. They'll be fine.
So why would you not go get JD Martinez on a 1-year deal to, I don't know, not even still fully complement the money you saved on Miguel Cabrera leaving the team?
I would be okay with JD Martinez. For the record, I want...
No, you wouldn't. You like it the way it is. You just said that.
I don't love it the way it is, but I think it's fine. How it is. That's the thing. You're acting like getting all worked up about not getting JD Martinez or Matt Chapman.
No, I'm getting all worked up because they did not replace Miguel Cabrera's money.
Fine, and that's a more fair angle, I would say. My point is that I'm not going to lose my mind with the roster as currently constructed. And oh, by the way, I forgot they're returning a pretty damn good bullpen as well. I think they'll be just fine. And I don't think Matt Chapman, if you look at Gio Urshela's slash lines with both the Yankees and with the Minnesota Twins, they're actually very, very comparable to Matt Chapman's career. That's all I'm going to say. And a lot of people, I know Matt Chapman's a bigger name. I know he's got the gold gloves and everything, but I'm okay with what they've done up to this point. But I wouldn't be mad if they got JD
So you're
Martinez.
okay that they did not replace Miguel Cabrera's money? Let's boil it down. You're okay with that?
I'm not okay with it. If that makes sense.
So you're okay with it then? You're either okay with it or you're not.
Okay, fine. I'm okay with it.
So you're okay with a bottom tier payroll, less than average payroll.
I don't mind because I like what they have. I like their young talent. I like that they're committing more to like the Moneyball style, and I certainly love their bullpen. And I like the idea of the pitchers being healthy. Mm-hmm. I know that it's that they're not. It's unlikely that they all have 30 starts or something like that, but there are some building blocks on this team. I'm not gonna say that if they don't get JD Martinez, I'm just gonna not watch the Tigers. I'm just gonna be like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. They're fine.
Who's your DH currently? Is it Carpenter?
Carpenter, yeah.
Okay.
Or Green. Whoever's not playing outfield.
I'm not mad at the JD move, but I'm with Sam. Like, it can work how it is now, but we got to see, man. If they stay healthy, though, I don't see why they can't do it the way they're constructed.
They will win the Central if they're healthy, but it's a big if because some of their players have injury problems.
I didn't mean for this to become like a Tiger segment, but Spenny, is this my Michigan argument right here, where I expect more than the people do?
Jesus Christ, they want a fucking natty, bro. Give it up. Give it up.
Right, and I proved I was right. Everything I said, I proved I was right.
You can't victory lap when they win a national championship when you doubted them all year. No, you can't.
Absolutely, I can.
You talked about them. You laughed at them when they were supposedly scared of Alabama, and then they go in and win. I know you picked them against Washington, but still, you can't just thumb your nose at Michigan and talk all this smack about them for 3 straight years, and then they win the national championship and be like, I was right, take a victory.
I was right. The coach got suspended multiple times.
Okay, fine.
So I was exactly right.
But every single win that they had up to that point, you completely downplayed. When they beat Ohio State, it was just like, who cares? Mm-hmm. When they beat Alabama, that's obviously, you can't not be impressed by that, but you were picking against them. You were like, they can't play.
You quit on them in the 4th quarter. Visibly, emotionally, physically.
So I can't celebrate the win now because I had some doubts.
You didn't believe.
They hadn't scored since the beginning of the 2nd quarter.
In Sam's defense, that's his team. He can do that.
I knew what the stakes were. Yeah. I knew that it was going to be a meaningless season if they didn't finish that, and I didn't want to face that. Who the fuck would want to face that? To be fair.
How many times have we done that with the Lions? We've done that a lot. I mean, and I gotta agree with Sam. You had a condescending tone when you took Michigan a little bit.
What are you talking about? Condescending tone?
It's a bit condescending because you're not a Michigan guy. So
again,
when you
Spencer,
picked them, it was kind of like out of necessity when you picked them.
What do you mean out of necessity? They were going to win the game. Like, come on.
You picked him against Washington. I'll give you that.
Yeah, Michael Penix is throwing balls around a hotel lobby right now.
Yeah,
like, come on, man.
Michigan was supposed to beat Washington, though. I mean, they were the better team.
Yeah, and they finally did it because they got down in the weeds. Am I wrong or am I right, Spenny?
No, you're right.
So yes.
You were asking them to
be nefarious.
Yeah, be nefarious, and they did, and they won a natty.
But you didn't think they actually could. Like, if Washington had a won, you would have said, "Hey, I told you so." I felt like it kind of would have been that.
No,
you don't.
No.
You would have against Alabama, and you're lying if you're saying. But you know what? The beauty is, we'll never know.
Yeah, right. Natty, baby.
All right. Can we try the Green Bay draft thing again?
Yes,
yeah. All right. Next time we're going to try the Green Bay draft thing. Then we're going to get into the Lions draft, and then we'll get you on your way to your weekend. So, hey, sorry about that, guys. Tell them about Premier Pet Supply.
Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They are family and locally owned and operated for 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for two things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party. It's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
All right. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl and Flannel and KG and Spencer Raxter. All right. Wanted to take a look just initially. The NFL draft, the Green Bay Packers. ESPN has them mocked to taking Jordan Morgan, the offensive tackle from Arizona. And, you know, they're going to lock up Jordan Love. That's going to be taken care of. So it stands to reason. Bakhtiari is like 150 years old right now, and he's a $40 million cap hit this year.
Yeah, I think Jordan Morgan is he's a nice value pick at 25. Somebody that I've seen mocked a little bit later, but he's actually I like him a lot. If they're also in a situation though, and this is just me, that if J.C. Latham falls or Amarius Mims to 25, I'm not saying it's probable, I'm just saying it's possible, but I would say with the Packers, it's probably either tackle or maybe corner. The best available at 25
corner,
of the
really?
two. I think so.
With Bakhtiari as well, he did a cap conversion last year, so they can't do that with him anymore. I just don't know why they don't cut him.
Yeah, but at this point, David Bakhtiari is the dictionary definition, and I get it, former great player, of the corpse of David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, washed.
Like
$40 million cap hit, $19 million in dead cap. So if you cut him, you know, you could juice $20 million in cap space for this year. I get that they probably haven't because they don't want to maybe do that disservice to him or whatever.
Yeah.
But, hey, man.
It's a business, man.
It's a business, dude. Absolutely. Michael Daniel, loving the show, guys. Thank you. No, Michael, thank you for tapping in to it. Art Vandelay. Bakhtiari needs to go be a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
It'd be a good move for him.
I think I'm in lockstep. Anybody got anything different on that, on what the Packers do? I think that's pretty much penciled in.
O-line. You got to protect your investment. So,
yeah, or the investment they're about to make.
Yeah.
Well, that one mocked him Jordan Morgan. He will 100% be there unless something crazy happens. So I would say that would be a good pick for them.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what they're like next year when Bakhtiari comes off the books. Let me take a look at that real quick, just to see where they're at, because we know where the Bears are. Without Jordan Love's contract, they got $102 million in cap space next year. Without his contract, so they got some juice going next year too.
Yeah,
that's and Jair Alexander might be gone by then. He's
that's why I said corner.
Yeah, it makes sense
for that reason.
I think Jair Alexander's still going to be there this year. I don't think they could do much with him right now.
Yeah, I can't see them re-signing him to a big contract.
What is he? Well, let me see. Yeah, he's upside down. He's more dead cap than he is a cap hit. Mm-hmm. So you're stuck with him this year. Next year, though, you juice him $19 million in dead cap to save $6 million in cap space. So good luck. Good luck,
ain't
Packers.
real though.
Okay, keep it real, absolutely. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I think everybody is kind of on that similar plane with the Packers and what they're going to try to do. Silky Johnson, Morgan doesn't have the footwork to play tackle in the NFL. I'm going to be honest with you. I watched like 3/4 of an Arizona game this year, and I didn't notice him. But I wasn't looking for him either.
Right.
The game was late. It was a Saturday. Yeah. I was probably a third of a bottle of bourbon deep.
Of course. He's an O-lineman.
Well, probably quarter. Third's aggressive.
Well, and that's why he's mocked to the bottom of the first round. I don't think that's necessarily true, but like I said, like we all agree, David Bakhtiari, there's no reason why he's still with the Packers, but that does leave a hole. And if one of the higher end guys, like I said, like J.C. Latham or Mims, his first name escapes me, Mims from Georgia aren't there, I think Jordan Morgan is a very fine pick, at least by my estimations.
Yes, absolutely. Because that was a great anticipation by me. Danny G asked, what's going on with Alexander Green Bay? So I hope that answers the question for you. I believe that they've converted him once already. Yes, they did. They did that February 25th of last year. So he's upside down this year, so he ain't going nowhere unless they can find a trade partner, which,
maybe.
If I know you got to get rid of somebody, what am I giving you for it?
Right.
Not much. So there is that, but the Jordan Love thing, obviously. It's funny, man. This league, so we've spun around the NFC North. Question at quarterback, waiting on the quarterback deal to get done.
Yep. $20 million, right?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. When you think about it.
Spot Track had him mocked for that. 4 years, $20 million, $50 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love, obviously he had a great season last year, and I think in a vacuum he's a very, very good quarterback, and he is their franchise guy, so I think they are going to pay him. But yeah, amongst the quarterback situations in the NFC North, I think the Lions probably have the best one.
Spenny, go to you on this. I know you're a bit higher on Jordan Love than I am, but with that being said, if you had Jared Goff at a 10% discount to Jordan Love, you're doing all right, right?
Yes.
Does it hurt you to have this opinion now?
No.
Like deep in your soul?
I said I don't want to pay him $50 million. We don't pay him $50 million. It's cool.
Doesn't hurt you at all, a little bit,
Not
deep
really,
down?
No.
What about when you had to get that 16 on the side of your eye like a teardrop?
It'll be awesome. It'll be behind the ear, but if
I was told it would be like the Birdman, and it'd be like a tear.
No, you weren't. You were never told that?
Am I mistaken?
You are mistaken.
Where did I hear that from?
You
Yourself.
never let that slip, Spenny. That's what's so great about you is like you could, no matter what it is, it's like not the eyelid, behind the ear.
It's behind the ear.
Won't let him get away with it one time. I love that. But yeah, Jared Goff at a $45 million versus Jordan Love at a 50, and I like Jordan Love a lot, but $50 million for one good season. And I think he projects to be good, but still, that's it's a different game when you're on that contract versus a rookie one, obviously.
But see, like for the crowd that says draft your backup, like the Hendon Hooker situation. This is why I'm opposed to the Hendon Hooker pick, because if it plays out the way you want it to play out, he's 3 years into his rookie deal. before he could even see the field.
Right.
And now you're forced to make this decision based on limited data. I mean, obviously he's in practice every day, so you think you know what you have. Mm-hmm. But some guys are game performers.
Yeah.
And the Jordan Love thing, like when they drafted him, in retrospect, it created animosity with Aaron Rodgers, and he's gone
drove him
now.
away. Yep.
Yeah.
Now your hand is forced because what else are you going to do?
And the difference is he was a first-round QB as opposed to Hendon Hooker. He's third round, so you don't have a real commitment to Hendon Hooker. But
Right.
Jordan Love, you kind of have to. You ain't got a choice.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like he obviously played well this year. I'd say Jordan Love, he proved that he is a good quarterback. He can be a franchise quarterback, but at the same time, he sat for a very, very long time and let those rookie contract years just dwindle. And now they're at a point where they've seen 1 year of data, a very good season, by the way, and a playoff win. But now you got to pay him $50 million a year. That's not the most ideal situation. I'll just say that. Yeah.
Brendan Dillinger. I'm in the tattoo parlor chair right now, about to get JG's face tatted on my pelvis.
No way.
Oh, the pelvis.
You need to tweet us a picture of that immediately.
Yeah.
We will stop what we are doing.
I don't know if I want to see a man's pelvis, but
you got to see this.
Of course.
Brendan, are you lying to us?
He's lying.
He boosting a little
Find
bit.
one of us on Twitter and send that picture, please. Please. We will cut into whatever we are doing. We'll skip out a commercial and put that up there.
We will.
I can't advise that.
Detroit Dabber 313. Spenny, don't forget about the inner thigh tattoo of Dan Campbell.
Not inner thigh.
Really?
It was regular thigh, but I audibled it to calf because I have plans for my other thigh.
Huh.
And your inner thigh.
Not my inner thigh. No, I'm not going to get an inner thigh tattoo.
Yeah,
that shit hurts. Like a little bit of my one thigh tattoo is like on somewhat of the inner thigh. That shit hurts. Doesn't hurt as bad as the chest hurt the most.
Do you have plans for your inner thigh this evening?
No.
Saturday evening?
No. I'm going to be in Ann Arbor.
Right.
Cat sitting.
Yeah, cat sitting.
Pussy
Tiny
watching.
Tina coming over.
No. I don't know if Tiny Tina's still alive, to be honest.
Man, that got dark really quick.
I'm just saying. I've never I saw her one day in my life. That was it. It was an eventful day, but that was the only day I saw her. I saw a lot of her, but I only saw one day.
Just when you described her hopping out of the car and landing on both feet.
It's burned into my memory.
Damn.
It is an image that is burned. Both feet hit the ground at the same time. It's burned into my memory.
Art Vandalay. Spenny is a real one. He admits his wrongs.
I'm not right all the time. I'll admit that. I've made my mistakes. Malik Willis. Yeah, I mean, there are some things that I was definitely wrong about.
Hey, you weren't the only one on that one.
I will admit that.
Yeah, it's one of those things, dude. You do this for you do this for a living, dude. You're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody's 100% right.
For sure.
Even I'm only like 99.
Unless you're Neal and picking Michigan.
Yep. Well, hey, I know.
It's the only time you're 100%
games are in a
right.
vacuum, brother. Each game is on its own. It's absolutely on its own.
I hear you.
That guy up north. We got to do this again. These are all reasons to put Goff's last season under his current contract. See what you have in Hooker, make a decision on the future after next season. So that guy up north. Next year, after next year is over, you are going to put the last year of Aiden Hutchinson's rookie deal, Penei Sewell's affordability deal. You're going to put all that on Hendon Hooker, who's never taken a snap in the NFL. Please tell me that's your plan. You did just tell me that's your plan. That's absurd. Yeah. And oh, by the way, forget about the whole locker room thing. Flannel, does this locker room seem to vibe with Jared Goff?
Yes. And more importantly, Jared Goff played very, very well in the playoffs.
And if by very well in the playoffs, yes, he did. And oh, by the way, for the season, was second in the league in passing yards and fourth in the league in passing touchdowns. Yep. Can you do much better than that as a quarterback?
Well, his rating and QBR numbers weren't quite as kind, but that's just...
Can you do much better than that as a quarterback?
Well, no, certainly not.
Okay, thank you. That guy up north, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Say that out loud to yourself before you put it in the text next time.
It's crazy. It's still people that's just on this Jared Goff anti-Goff tour.
Let him play the last year of his deal. What does that say to, I don't know, a Penei Sewell?
You're going to kill your culture.
And Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah. This is what you hang your hat on, is being, we look out for our own. And if you do that to Jared Goff, of all people, like, it's not going to be a good look.
They're not going to do that to Jared Goff.
No, they're not.
Like, how could they?
All right, I do want to talk Lions draft when we come back. We've done all the other teams in the division, so let's take a look at what the Lions want to do, philosophy, what you want, all that kind of stuff. Because it's a Friday. It's kind of like a pseudo-football Friday, but it's always a Jack Labrador Friday, 24/7, 365. Every day is a Jack Labrador day. And now you can play on your phone. That's right. Learn to play the game on your phone. You go to jacklabrador.gg, scan the QR code on your screen. 2 new symbols in a franchise-changing 3-point play. You guys can see why Jack Labrador is a card game that is sweeping America, just like we sweep the afternoon show when we play Jack Labrador. Go to jacklabrador.gg right now.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Tired of the same old Detroit sports wearables? We got you covered. WoodwardSports.com/shop. It's still hoodie season. It's still beanie season. To be honest, it's always hoodie season. All year round. At night, you do it when you're out there by the bonfire. Absolutely. So you can get it done. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Go to WoodwardSports.com/shop today. Coming on the stretch here, Big D Energy, just talking draft. Neal, Ruhl, Sam Flannel, KG, Spencer, Racks on Racks here with you on a Friday. Click that like button. If you have not, you can subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get your thoughts out there in the chat. And again, we're just kind of talking NFL draft. I'm dipping my toe in the water. The Red Wings have kind of run the show as of late. And since they lost yesterday and the season's over now, and we threw the car flags away.
It's over, man.
And it's run its course.
Pack it up.
It's back to football all the time, everybody. Sorry.
That's a little bit aggressive, but disappointing loss. But they'll be all right. They're going to the playoffs.
They will be all right. That guy up north, don't got to worry about Hutch and Sewell. Both, if we pay Goff 50+. Can't keep them both. Yes, that guy up north. You can keep them both.
We got to stop that, man. We have a good GM. He'll find a way to finagle the cap hit. We'll be okay.
And you're right. You wouldn't have to worry about Hutch and Sewell if you let Goff's contract just expire out. You wouldn't have to worry about him, because why would I stay?
Yeah.
I'm the best tackle in the game. I name my price. I'm not staying here for that. They treat the quarterback like that. How are they going to treat me?
He literally took about 30 years of this franchise's misery and turned it around in one season.
Not only should you pay him, you should suspend the Hall of Fame rules and put Jared Goff in the Hall of Fame right now.
I think he's earned it.
He did the football equivalent of walking on water.
See, and I know we're kind of being a little bit funny with this, but it's not like he didn't.
They chant his name at Red Wings games still,
which they should, by the way. They got to stop doing that.
They can stop doing that.
It makes you sound lame at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing about Jared Goff, though, and I'm not anti-Goff. I watched him play very, very well in the playoffs and have 2 consecutive really good regular seasons in a row. But it also helps to have the best offensive line in the NFL, the best backfield duo in the NFL. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Ben Johnson as your OC, Dan Campbell as your head coach, Brad Holmes as the GM. So this idea that Jared Goff worked miracles last year, I think, is a little bit false. But it was still a phenomenal achievement, and he should be rewarded because of it. I think both things can be true.
All right.
I agree.
Stafford didn't do it. I love
Stafford
too.
also didn't ever have a running game like that,
That's
an
true.
offensive line like that.
But never had a running game like that.
Don't.
He had the greatest backfield, the greatest combined backfield in the history of NFL football.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because
don't do what?
That was,
give you facts? You love stats.
That was 2013.
Yes.
From 2014 to 2017, he literally never had a 100-yard rusher.
Oh, but before that, he statistically had the greatest backfield in the history of the NFL.
Okay, no backfield that's Joik Bell and Reggie Bush is the best backfield in history.
Go look at the numbers.
Reggie Bush
but
at that.
a lot of it was,
go look at the numbers.
Okay, you're talking about receiving numbers. He never had a running game like Jared Goff had last year. Not even close. Not
but
even
throwing
close.
to the running back is an extension of the running game. That's what I'm told every Sunday at like 1:45.
If you're trying to tell me that Joik Bell and Reggie
Just
Bush,
save the shit. They combined for 1,600 rushing yards. Save the shit about he never had a run game. Save that.
Okay, if he had it that 1 year, I'm telling you about all of the other years where he did
what
not.
did he do with it?
Nothing.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. But in 2014, he helped overcome a pretty good, a porous running game while having a good defense, and they made the playoffs in 2011.
And he scored 6 points the final 3 quarters of a playoff game.
Okay, fine. I'm not saying that wasn't a black mark on Stafford.
That's another thing. Man, we got a lot of check marks here.
And I'm not anti-Goff.
And we're only in a 2-year window.
I'm not anti-Goff, but this idea that Jared Goff is like, oh my God, winning was invented by Jared Goff and Stafford is a
to us it has been.
I think that's insane. I think that is like psychotropic drug inducing type of stuff. I'm sorry. Football is a very complicated game. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not anti-Goff.
But Flannel, he had Javid Best.
Well, Javid Best was, he was good when he played.
Mikael LaShore.
Oh, shit, I forgot about
Superstar. Remember Bo Scarborough?
Bo Scarborough.
I actually liked him a lot at Alabama.
Me too.
For real, he was a monster.
Craig Reynolds had a couple of big plays.
He did. Craig, he did. Certainly in 2021. He had a 100-yard game in 2021.
Craig.
One of the best blocks I've ever seen, by the way.
Craig,
That's facts.
Netflix. He was on Big D Energy.
Yep.
We talked to Craig Reynolds.
Got a touchdown in the playoffs.
Right. On the most unexpected
on 4th and 1.
I still can't believe that happened.
That was crazy.
You've got Monty back there, but it's going to Craig Reynolds.
Crazy.
A little bit of luck with that.
So there you go. All right, Lions draft.
Yes.
What do you want to see?
All right. I'll just go with first round because that's what we've been doing with the other teams. If there's a miracle situation, and I'm not even gonna take trade into account, if there's a miracle situation where Jackson Powers Johnson falls, or Leatu Latu, or maybe even Byron Murphy or Jershawn Newton, I think those would be slam dunk picks. But I think if there's one guy that I like at corner, and Spenny, I'm curious as to what you think about this, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be there. I want Kamari Lassiter. I want Kamari Lassiter at 29 and in the free agency period for me addressing edge rushers because I think the pool of talent with them is much more than the pool of talent with the with the corners. And oh, by the way, Kamari Lassiter, let me just read these few things off because I think they're very impressive. Higher coverage grade and man coverage grade than Cooper DeJean, Nate Wiggins, Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, and TJ Tampa, and a better coverage grade than Kool-Aid McKinstry. Allowed 15 receptions for 136 yards when targeted last season, a 38.4 completion percentage allowed, and a 48.7 passer rating allowed. And his draft buzz player comp was Devin Witherspoon. I'm just saying. I think at 29, that's great value, and he would be the best corner at that position, and then the free agency period would be for addressing the edge or later on in the draft, because there's some players that I've been looking at that if they fall to certain positions, you sprint like hell to the podium and you take them.
So in the ESPN mock draft, and it's just here in front of me, so that's as likely a scenario as any other mock draft that's out there. Kamari Lassiter is available, but he goes 30 to the Ravens because the Lions took TJ Tampa from Iowa State.
I know TJ Tampa's Easy's really high on him. I like Lassiter better personally, but I wouldn't be mad with TJ Tampa. Yeah. I just think that Kamari Lassiter's better. He had a better season and he faced tougher competition, and I just like his physical tools better. But like I said before, philosophically, I think trying to get a free agent corner is going to be very, very tough, and they need to upgrade the position. I think the 29 position, if they stay there, if some of the miracle falls don't happen, you get one of those guys like a Kamari Lassiter.
And by the way, in this draft, too, the 49ers end up with Chop Robinson at 31.
Damn, at 31?
Yeah.
You can't let
Well,
I believe this was done before yesterday. Though.
Okay.
Well,
before the porno,
Right.
before the sex tape got released.
So that's probably going off of the premise that they're not going to re-sign Chase Young, which I can't necessarily blame them for that. So you'd have Nick Bosa, Chop Robinson, and Javon Hargrave, along with like rotational pieces like Drake Jackson and whatnot. That'd be a good situation, I think, for Chop Robinson to thrive. That's all I'm going to say. I like him a lot as a prospect.
What do you got, KG?
I would want him to move up, either get Terrion Arnold or Jared Verse if that's possible. That's my dream scenario because Brad Holmes, he might not be aggressive in free agency, but the draft is where he usually tends to make his money. So I would want him to move up personally for one of the stud talents. Otherwise, I mean, Kamari Lassiter wouldn't be bad. I mean, it just depends. It depends on how the board shakes out. I know that's a cop out, but it really depends on how the board shakes.
Well, that's kind of the life at being the number 29 overall pick, right?
You're at the mercy of the board.
As I said before, there's if some players drop, and I already mentioned the names, I would run like hell to the podium and say you pick them immediately. Yeah. I'm picking Kamari Lassiter because I think he will be available. Although depends on what his combine looks like, and if scouts kind of, I would say, wake up a little bit, because I think getting him at 29 would be a steal personally.
Spenny, what do you got?
Yeah, I know it's kind of a cop-out, but it's kind of how the draft board falls. It depends who's there for you.
Philosophically.
I talked about offensive line there at 29.
Me too.
I wouldn't mind that at all, depending on who ends up being there for you. If it's a guard, I wouldn't be angry at that. The cornerbacks, I'm looking. Kamari Lassiter is definitely a guy that I would take there. I got another guy is TJ Tampa. I really like him as well. I think he would be a great fit in Aaron Glenn's system. So we'll see how it shakes out. But I think you go cornerback or offensive line because you can get a good pass rusher in the second round still.
No Quinyon Mitchell at all?
I don't think he's going to be there. I think he's going to be off the board before that.
I'm out on him.
I think that's a little bit too preemptive. I like Quinyon Mitchell personally. I like him.
Love those picks against Rocky Lombardi over and over and over again on his film.
No, I understand.
After he got away with pass interference that would be called in the league.
I'm not saying that I would sprint to the podium or trade up for him. I'm just saying as a prospect in general, a prospect that won't be available to the Lions, I think he's good. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be just a pass interference machine in the NFL like you do. That's all.
Wait for the text when he gets in that lead, that first flag.
Yeah,
I'm gonna during the next commercial break, I'm gonna write up the draft. I'm gonna write up the text draft. Yeah. So all I got to do is push send, man.
All right, fair enough.
That's all I got to do.
And you'll be within your right if it happens. That's the thing we do when we make these declarations. We put ourselves on a sword, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Well, haircuts at Lady Jane's, they always work out.
They always work out, and there's a lot of people in the chat who seem to think that I should go get one, but that is all right because my lady likes it a little bit long.
You cut the beard.
Hey now.
Hey,
how my hair gets your mind out of the gutter. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports has a new morning show. Start your day with Wake Up Woodward Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. live on Woodward Sports. Join Kool-Aid, myself on a recurring basis, Matt Broder, JB, and KG every morning as they cover all of Detroit sports. Sports talk, banter, and live fan interaction, all on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
All right, final segment of the show. Big D Energy, Neal, Ruhl, Sam Flannel, KG, Spencer Raxter. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. You know where they're at. Bit of NFL news. The Philadelphia Eagles just released Kevin Byard. So they $710,000 of dead cap to the Eagles, but it does free up $13.7 million of cap space. The Eagles now have around $40 million of top 51 cap space heading into March. Really was inevitable. He's on the other side of 30.
Mm-hmm.
And was he a $14 million player last year?
No, certainly not.
Yeah. People lost their mind when they traded for him. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
People were like, oh, my God. Eagles, man, they're legit.
It looked like a good move at the time, but look what happened to the Eagles.
Well, unfortunately, that secondary coincided. Well, unfortunately for the Eagles, that secondary also contained last season's James Bradbury.
Yep. Fatty P.
And that guy running the defense towards the end of the year.
Oh boy, Fatty P.
Don't let anybody forget about that.
Never fails.
Danny G, Wake Up Woodward, been killing it lately. I can't lie. So there's that out there in the stratosphere as well. Spenny, I got a question for you. The combine today, defensive backs, the most exotic of the porn, the 40s, the fast 40s, and everything like that. So I got a question for you. Your team, Nate Wiggins.
Yes.
You want him bad?
Yes.
They're saying he could run in the low 4.3s.
Yes.
Nice.
You want to see him struggle and
yes,
put up
I
a
do.
4.42?
Yes, I do. I would love to see him put up a 4.4. I would love to see him just completely flub this combine, because then he could fall.
Bring him home.
And bring him home. But he said the fastest 40 he was clocked at practice was a 4.27.
That's crazy.
That's stupid.
So, yeah. There are literally multiple videos on his highlight reel of him chasing down running backs. Like running backs that break a big run, and he comes from all the way the other side of the field with like a 30-yard cushion, chases them
like
down
DK Metcalf
and punches the ball out before they score.
Yep.
My buddy altered that DK Metcalf video and put a bottle of Buffalo Trace with me chasing it. And it was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Nice. Best corner in the draft.
Do we? So is that where we're at then? We actively now this I'll try to get the time and I'll try to watch this and I'll actively root against them. Is that fair?
That's fair.
We got a lot on the line today.
Trip during the 40-yard,
Yeah.
Both times. How many times they get to do it? Three? Twice?
Twice or three times. I'm not sure.
I thought they get a practice run and then it's the official. They get one practice run.
Or do they get the best of the two times? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't watch it for 3 or 4 hours. The guy in there earlier that was saying he watches it for 3 or 4 hours.
I like the combine. I watched the combine a lot. It wasn't on TV yesterday though. I hope it's on TV today. Is it on NFL Network?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Anthony Patterson. The Lions didn't draft Hooker for no reason. They had a plan for him as they drafted him. What is it? Gotta wait to see. You know what I think it was for real? In retrospect, was to have a backup on a rookie deal, so you don't have to spend $8 million on Teddy or $4 million on Teddy Bridgewater.
Pretty much, yeah.
If it was up to Maz, he would have spent $8 million on Teddy Bridgewater, who never played he played what, a snap? And
they probably wanted to see what Jared Goff had this season, and it turned out best case scenario.
So maybe that would be my guess. So that way, again, value, right? Like your backup quarterback is a $1.4 million spot.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you got to see Jared Goff prove, I think, a lot this year, especially in the playoffs. So maybe Hendon Hooker just never really gets any playing time for this team. We'll see.
He could be a trade piece.
Or he could be a trade piece.
Here's a valuable question before we ride off into the weekend. Brendan Dillinger. I wonder if Sam plays Pogs. Do you play with Pogs?
Nope.
Did you ever?
I have no idea.
Aren't those little coin things or whatever?
Oh, I'm thinking something totally different.
Come on out of the gutter. I don't know what Pogs are, honestly.
What's wrong with you people?
So I guess I don't know if I have or not, but I don't even know.
No, I think if you play it, you would know the name of what you're playing.
Google it out. That's all I'll say.
I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a dog at Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the shit.
I'm sure you were.
What do you got popping for the
I used
weekend?
to win tournaments. I'm
going to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, tonight going out with my brother and his friends, and tomorrow I think we're going to see a stand-up comic.
All right, what do you got, KG?
Be playing a lot of Helldivers, Space Vietnam, clearing those bugs out.
Well, we'll be at the OU game.
Oh, that's right. You guys will be out at the Oakland University Credit Union Arena tomorrow.
Yes, sir. The Wake Up Woodward crew will be there. Hopefully, they'll lock up that Horizon title.
Absolutely.
And, just looking forward to it.
Yeah, Detroit Mercy tomorrow, ESPN Plus, 6 o'clock. I'll be on the call for that, so tap into that. Flannel, what do you got? You'll be there too.
I will not, unfortunately. I'm diving deep into my side hustle work because my wife's birthday's coming up.
Nice.
Side hustle work. You want to disclose that?
Nah.
Fair enough, everybody. Have a great weekend. For Flannel, for KG, for Spencer Rasher, I'm Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Well, see you later.